ETH is preparing to merge. It's going to be moving from proof of work to proof of stake. Now, what does that mean for Ethereum investors? Hey guys, welcome back to Hedge, where we cover all things crypto. One thing I do gotta say is this is not financial advice. This is strictly here for news and research purposes. And if you like this kind of content, you should definitely subscribe to our channel and interact with us so we can make a better channel for you, the viewer. To move on to the key subjects of this video, I was going to mention that the merge, obviously, as well as the date that it will be merging, Coinbase's position in the market with Ethereum, as well as how ETH gas fees won't be changing and how there will also be a fork of ETH that's going to remain proof of work, and what this could potentially mean for layer 2 solutions. So to begin, ETH 2.0 is officially coming. They've set the date, and it's going to mark the transition of Ethereum from a proof of work blockchain to a proof of stake blockchain, which will reduce energy costs by a lot. So it'll be moving from a very energy intensive form of creating blocks to a very much less intensive version. And this is going to reduce costs on the blockchain for the people that are staking to create new blocks. Now, one of the key things I wanted to say too is that this is set for September 19th. And it's very important that this deadline gets hit because Ethereum Foundation has had a lot of issues hitting its deadlines and restoring faith for its community. If it succeeds, we're going to see a lot more adoption on the Ethereum blockchain. And if it fails, that could actually be the precursor of Ethereum sinking and having a lot of issues. Because if they can't successfully do this, then that's another postponement of their deadline, which leaves potential for other coins to take their market cap. And this is going to segue into my next key point regarding Coinbase. Coinbase is one of the largest holders of Ethereum. They hold roughly about 15% of all Ethereum, which is a very large amount considering its market cap and its relation to other cryptocurrency companies. Now, one of the key things I wanted to mention is they will be staking, and in that staking, they will be receiving annually $650 million in revenue by staking with that 15% share. And that's pretty huge in terms of earnings for a company. So while I might be an avid critic of Coinbase because I don't like a lot of their business practices, I don't like how they run their company, and I don't like their lack of transparency. But for people that are willing to play the stock, this could actually be something that's worth bullish momentum to the stock, considering how much extra revenue it's going to be getting from staking. And that's why Coinbase is actually going to be one of the largest beneficiaries for this merge. And another thing I wanted to mention is that withdrawals and deposits are going to be suspended on the day of the merge, maybe even a few days before the merge, because the company will probably be doing a snapshot to make sure that all the balances are correct before the merge. And another key thing that I will talk about later in this video is how Ethereum will be forking and how this could affect the user on the day-to-day basis just by interacting with the platform. Now, this next segment is extremely important because I plan to clarify some of the main points that people have been talking about and they don't quite understand yet. First one being is that a lot of people believe that with this merge, there's going to be a decrease in gas fees. And I'm just here to tell you right away that that's not happening. The Ethereum Foundation has officially said that the merge will not reduce gas fees because gas fees are a direct relation of network usage, meaning that the merge ultimately is only going to be increasing profitability for stakers and cutting out miners, meaning that the discrepancy between energy costs and staking are officially going to be huge because now the mining costs relative to the Ethereum costs are going to go way down, but now most of the money is still going to be given to the stakers and the delegators. That for me, I find it a little bit weird because most of the people got excited for this merge because they wanted to use the network for cheap, but that's not what's going to happen. And the profitability of stakers is going to be through the roof. That's definitely something weird. And the other thing I wanted to mention is in this merge, like I mentioned, proof of work will be dead on Ethereum, and that the beginning of this staking and the burning of Ethereum once they move to this protocol is going to centralize Ethereum in big hands again. And I want to do a video about this, explaining why ETH is a little bit of a Ponzi scheme when moving to a proof of stake system like that. Because in a nutshell, I'm going to explain it, as people get priced out for staking 32 Ethereum and having a node, because not everyone's going to be able to do that, what will happen is as the supply gets burnt, people are going to be spending. So the average folk will be spending their Ethereum. Whereas the people who are staking, the large players like Coinbase, are going to be the ones receiving the dividends off of that. So what's going to happen is over time, a lot of Ethereum is going to get re-centralized in legacy finance, which is not something that is very crypto intuitive. A lot of OG crypto heads like myself are going to see that as a problem long term, especially for people who believe that Ethereum is going to go to 10,000. For the people that are staking at $10,000 ETH, they're basically going to have $320,000 in that staking, which is huge. It prices out a lot of people. And then as it gets burnt and more fees are collected, those people are going to gain large amounts of wealth, while the average folk are just using Ethereum to get by. I really wanted to say that and clarify that, because as much as this is a revolutionary thing, the fact that they're not reducing gas fees, for me, is a little bit of it's a bit shady. Like, I find that kind of sus for the product, considering that it won't be reducing fees and people are going to be taking in those fees. Now, I'm going to do a video breaking down those tokenomics further, but consider that the catalyst of that video. This is what I just said. Not all this news is bearish and gloomy for Ethereum. I wanted to mention that layer 2s have a unique opportunity to capitalize on this lack of gas dropping, so to speak. Meaning that because Ethereum won't be dropping its gas prices and it won't be cheaper to function in Ethereum, so to speak, you would be able to use layer 2s as intended to lower gas fees. Now, this means that any layer 2 with a solid enough technology and has, a good foundation could already potentially be set to have a nice run with Ethereum. Meaning that because they're going to be attached to Ethereum as a layer 2, it just means that they could take some of that market cap and allow Ethereum to run smoother and scale, meaning that this wouldn't label them useless anymore. It would actually allow them to fundamentally increase Ethereum's operation capacity. This doesn't mean that all layer 2s will be successful. There could be some that come out tomorrow that are better than the ones we currently have, and those could make you a lot of money. But others have first mover advantage and already have a lot of traction and capabilities already interwebbed between Ethereum and each other. Like an example of that would be Polygon/Matic, because it's already the leading layer 2 solution for Ethereum. Meaning that this isn't financial advice, but it's a recommendation to do some research on solid layer 2 solutions, because they could have a pretty parabolic run in relation to ETH in the coming months or years. So definitely food for thought to consider. And the other thing I wanted to mention was this. Chandler Guo, who is one of the largest Ethereum miners, has officially expressed his interest in forking Ethereum, meaning that when Ethereum merges to POS, a lot of proof of work miners won't have to toss out their equipment. They would actually just be able to transition to the forked chain and mine that instead. Now, this would just create something similar to Ethereum, but working as proof of work, meaning that there would be two separate systems running parallel to each other. Why this is important is A, because a lot of miners have expressed their concern for, shutting everyone out, which is a fair concern considering how much of an investment they put into their equipment. But at the same time, this would allow people on that fork to build other things, meaning that once it forks and it's its own blockchain and it creates ETH, not ETH Classic, but like ETH proof of work, for example. I don't know what he plans on naming it, but whatever the case may be, that fork, once it transitions, technically people could build dApps on that. And I believe that a lot of miners would actually be incentivized to build dApps on the proof of work network of Ethereum that gets forked, because they would want it to get used. They would want gas fees. They would want that transition to be lucrative beyond just mining for ETH, which is useless at that point, right? For the people that want to claim this fork, I would recommend taking their money off the exchange and finding a wallet that's compatible with the fork, something like MetaMask or Ledger, or something that is explicitly said to be compatible. So like I said, supporting the fork, that's the proper terminology, supporting the fork. So that way you could claim the free coin when it comes. Me personally, I plan to move my Ethereum onto a wallet that supports it so I could get the free coin. Because if you leave it on an exchange, what happens is the exchange receives the free coin on their wallet and then they gain the profit, meaning that they've basically taken in free money, they're gonna dump it on their own time, and you don't get the opportunity to get whatever the extra Ethereum will be worth. Even if it's $100, it's your $100, you should claim it, because it will be an identical coin. So if you have one ETH and it forks, you will have one of the new ETH and whatever that's going to be worth. So I wanted to let you guys know that so you could potentially claim it for yourselves, make the little extra money, and to be aware of what this means for layer 2s as well as proof of work and Ethereum. Hope that educated you. I hope that this clarified all your questions about ETH 2.0 and what the merge is going to look like for the ecosystem, as well as all the surrounding ecosystems involved with Ethereum. Now, if you watched this video to the end, I just wanted to say we really appreciate your viewership. It means a lot to us here at Anti-Hedge that you tuned in and actually took the time to get here. And if you like this kind of video as a new viewer, you should definitely like, comment, subscribe, and stay up to date with all the news as it's coming out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care.